A pair of Apollo-era NASA computers and hundreds of mysterious tape reels have been discovered in a deceased engineer's basement in Pittsburgh, according to a NASA Office of the Inspector General, OIG, report released in response to a Freedom of Information Act, FOIA, request. Most of the tapes are unmarked, but the majority of the rest appear to be instrumentation reels for Pioneer 10 and Pioneer 11, NASA's flyby missions to Jupiter and Saturn. The two computers are so heavy that a crane was likely used to move the machines, the report concluded. At some point in the early 1970s, an IBM engineer working for NASA at the height of the space race took home the computers and the mysterious tape reels. A scrap dealer, invited to clean out the deceased's electronics-filled basement, discovered the computers. The devices were clearly labeled NASA property, so the dealer called NASA to report the find. "Please tell NASA these items were not stolen," the engineer's heir told the scrap dealer, according to the report. They belong to IBM Allegheny Center, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 15212. During the 1968 to 1972 timeframe, IBM was getting rid of the items, so redacted engineer asked if he could have them and was told he could have them. "Please tell NASA these items were not stolen." NASA investigators picked up the 325 magnetic data tape reels on December 8, 2015. The cassettes measured 14 inches in diameter and were filled with half-inch magnetic tape. The tapes were in poor condition and almost all were affected by moderate to severe mold. Most of the tapes were not labeled, but of the tapes that were labeled, the content appeared to be space science related with missions including Pioneer and Helios, and the inclusive date range was 1967 to 1974. NASA told the family of the deceased that it was not in the junk removal business. "No, we do not need the computers," NASA told the family of the deceased. "We have no use for them." The report dryly notes, the computers were not removed from the residence due to their size and weight. NASA Goddard Archives examined the mystery tapes, and the archivist's report reads, "I conducted an initial assessment of the material on December 10, 2015. This assessment confirmed the approximate number of 325 magnetic data tape reels that each measured 14 inches in diameter with a magnetic tape dimension of 1/2 and contained by a metal reel. The assessment also showed that the magnetic tapes were in poor condition and almost all were affected by moderate to severe mold, which is identified as a health risk. Most of the tapes were not labeled, and of the tapes that were labeled said they have no further comment beyond the results of the FOIA request."